Hey guys, this is racetuning.com. We're going to do a complete installation video on the Banks EconoMind tuner, which is real similar to the 6-gun tuner, along with the Banks iDash gauge display. We're installing this on a 2006 Chevy Duramax LLY 5500 series Kodiak. Okay, so we have the wiring harnesses unplugged. And a little tip we got from Banks is you want to take and make sure none of these male connectors are loose or like they're going to push back through the connector. So I'm just checking those first. They all seem good so far. If you want to buy the bracket along with the Banks tuner, visit us at racetuning.com. So we're going to go ahead and plug this in. Okay, just do that. Nice connection there. Nice connection there. Let's see. Put the top one in. Went in nice and tight. Run this harness over to the mass airflow right here. So there's your mass airflow connection. I'll probably zip tie this later on. So literally, probably hasn't even been 5 minutes and I'm getting ready to run the wiring harness inside for the iDash. So I'm going to pull this duct, put it on the inside of that duct, route this stuff real clean and out of the way so people's feet don't hit it and knock it out and stuff like that. All right, here we go. It has the second connector in there if you're going to run dual or more iDash gauges, which we're not. We're at the point now where we need to mount the EconoMind module. So looking around the engine bay on the Kodiak, Banks doesn't really make a recommendation on the Kodiaks. On the 2500 and 3500 they say to put it on your air cleaner, but this is a different air cleaner. I suppose you could mount the module right here on the radiator overflow bottle, but to me that's gonna hold too much heat. When the air cleaner is installed, there's a big flat area right there, you could install it, and that would work okay, but then you go to remove the air cleaner and the box is gonna come off with it. So I looked around, you could build a bracket, put it right there, but to me that's gonna be an area that holds too much heat. You see the hood seals tightly up against this seal. In between there and the air cleaner, it's gonna get too hot in my opinion. Even though Banks said that heat doesn't matter, I still want to keep the electronics as cool as possible. After a thorough inspection of the engine bay, I decided to mount it right here, right inside the fender well cover. This area right here is open to the outside air, so when air goes through the engine bay, it's gonna flow right past the fins and cool the module off. Only problem is that the Banks, it's about 3 inches by 5 inches right here, and it has the two-sided tape that's real heavy duty. Obviously it won't bolt to that, so I'm gonna have to build a bracket, and then we're gonna put it right in there. After checking the scrap pile, we don't have any 3-inch flat bar. So second best thing, I got a couple pieces of 1.5 inch right here, so I'm gonna weld them together and make that into a piece of 3-inch, and then cut it down to 5, and that's gonna be our mounting bracket. Okay, so we started out like that. Now we got the right size. But we need to take the flap disc and smooth this thing out. Look at that. That's pretty quick. I know what a lot of you are thinking, like, yeah man, why don't you just go buy some 3-inch flat bar? But yeah, realistically, the amount of time it takes to do this is less time it takes to drive down to the metal yard. So, all right, that's good. Okay, so we have both the studs fabricated, and we're gonna leave a washer on there to set it so it goes in at a 90-degree angle, perfectly straight. Look at that fitment, like that. Got our ground lead. Boom. That's hot. Need to hose it off. Okay, so we're looking at the finished product, the painted bracket. This was the prototype, so that's why the corner is cut off. Our scrap is a little short. But we'll go ahead and put these into production, put them on the website. All right, the last step is going to be to connect the EGT probe up to the EconoMind that you have your wires sticking out of the harness right there. So we're going to have to take this harness that comes with the kit and run this inside to the EGT probe. And you're gonna bolt this wiring together just like that. It's real nice how Banks has it offset so the two leads won't crowd out to each other. And then it has this shrink tubing right here. That's gonna cover it up and make it waterproof. It's gonna go like that. Badass. Just gotta stick the Velcro on. We're gonna go ahead and install this. We have the OBD2 connector right here, which connects to the wiring harness that came in from the tuner in the engine bay. One last thing. So we're here under the dash, getting ready to connect the wires. This is the one from the EconoMind tuner. This is the one that came from the iDash. So it's all ready to be plugged into the diagnostic port. I'm gonna wrap this stuff up under the dash and plug that in. We zip tied the wiring up real tight on the boost tube right here to keep it away from the steering shaft right there, which does rotate. So we have about 2 or 3 inches of clearance. Here's what it looks like with the inner fender well installed. Here's your mass airflow connections. Real clean and tight and out of the way. Love this radio, man. You hit a couple buttons. There's your backup camera. You see the Fox Body Mustang back behind it. This is a Pioneer for anybody that's interested. Real happy with it so far. Now we're back over to the Banks iDash. We have it set up with the 8-gauge display. Banks has it between 2 and 8 gauges. We used as many as we could. So we're looking at what we chose to monitor on the Banks iDash. We have boost, load, ambient air temp, ECT, or engine coolant temp, tranny temp, exhaust gas temp. Number 7 at the bottom left is your mileage. You'll monitor that, see if it got better with the EconoMind. And then we have battery voltage. We could monitor other things such as the tachometer and stuff, but we already have a factory tach. We're gonna leave that for now. Oil pressure, coolant temp there also. But there's plenty of other things that you can monitor on this iDash. Not gonna go into that. Gail does a bunch of great videos. But we set it up right now on level 4. So I believe that adds 60 horsepower. I don't remember exactly. The top level 6 is 100 horsepower increase. Real easy to change the levels. So we'll leave it at that for now and keep you posted in another video how everything's going.